Let's do it.
Phil's editing my hair photos.
Ew. Work, Phil.
If you heard him yelling in the background.
Wish I had a Phil to edit my videos.
Isn't that amazing? Like, yes, work. Work on that family business.
Get it, Phil.
They're cheering you on.
What?
So they're cheering you on. You can't hear very well. Anyways, we're so excited that you hopped on. We're excited that you're here. Hopefully Haley cooperates. She's a little grumpy today. You're gonna have to talk. But we wanted to share with you a little bit about growing your network and posting and to get more engagement on social media, because I know a lot of people tend to struggle with that at first. I know I did, so it's perfectly normal. So did you want to start with your tips on growing your network?
Sure, babe. I'd be happy to. So my biggest tip for growing your network still is host a post, because you're accomplishing all of your income producing activities in one activity. So host a post is great, but Jenna wanted me to talk a little bit about specifically what I did before host a post really became like a thing. So my biggest tip is honestly like searching a random name. Think about somebody you went to high school with, or like make up a generic name in your head. So let's say you went to high school with somebody named Stephanie Ray, and you're like, okay, I'm going to search Stephanie Ray in my Facebook. I do have my tablet here, so let's just like, for a moment, just like go for it. So I'm going to search Stephanie Ray and see what comes up. And there's probably going to be a bunch of people. So like, I don't know if you can see this, but you're just going to look through all of them and see like who looks like they have a nice, clean, you know, good photo as their profile photo. You don't want anybody with like a fake photo or cartoons or like just their kids. You want it to be a really good photo. So I'm cheating. I'm using this person that I already know. So she's already my friend, but I just wanted to be able to get through this exercise in a timely fashion. So often I'll search like Lauren Smith, or, you know, some kind of like generic or easy enough name to make up. So I see that Stephanie has a bunch of friends. She does have her friends list hidden though, but just for the purpose of this exercise, let's just pretend she has at least 1,000 friends. So here she has nice picture. You know, if you look at her profile picture, she's actually a model locally. So like, okay, but you know, and you know, their photo doesn't have to be like that. You just want it to be like they look like they have like a nice clean profile, because what happens is like attracts like. If you have somebody that has a rough looking profile, chances are their friends, their network is going to be kind of rough as well. If you have somebody with like a nice, maybe it's a wedding photo, or they have like professional family photos done, or it's a headshot of just them, or it's just a clear selfie, they're going to have friends that have the same. And those are people that you want to network with, you know, people you feel like are actually active users, people that take pride in their, you know, appearance, because you want to think about who's going to make an amazing distributor for you, right? So I go to their friends. So again, she has her Facebook friends list hidden, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to pretend that these are all random people. Okay. So I'm going to go through her friends list. And again, usually like 800 to 1,000 is what I look for or more. And we're just going to start scrolling through those friends of hers. So I'm like, oh, this person looks nice. Dana Brooke. Okay, I'm going to click on Dana's profile. And now what I'm going to do is back it up. This is step 2. Step 1 is I'm just going to start adding people that I think look cool. So I typically add women. I typically add women that are usually between the ages of like 24 to 45. And this is not an exact science, you guys, but I'm just telling you what I kind of look for is like people with nice clear profile tend to be women, tend to be, you know, not super young. The young ones never have any money and they're on Instagram, to be honest. So anyways, I'm just going through it. I'm just going to add. I'm going to add probably 40 to 50 of Stephanie's friends. Then I'm going to go down and click on someone else. So this is the part I was getting to, but got ahead of myself. I'm going to pick Haley Pletz. Cool. She has 1,000 friends. Now I'm going to go to her friends and I'm going to start adding those people too. So you never want to add all of someone's network because it's just like too many of the same people. You want to add little bits of lots of people's network. So this is how I built my friends list to over 4,000, is just literally doing this. Pick a person, pick a person's name, step one. Again, let's say it's Lauren Smith. Go through the Lauren Smiths that come up in your search. Try to find ones with no mutual friends or like one mutual friend. That's it. Pick the one that has like a nice clear profile picture, a nice photo of that person. Pick someone who has a great network and then start adding their friends. Pick like maybe 30 to 50, add those. Pick someone else, don't add them, and then start to add their network. And so I would do this a few times a day and it really starts to like become effective. And the thing is, you guys, if you're brand new and you're starting out, it probably feels super weird to add total strangers. You're probably not getting a lot of people accepting you back. But the thing about this is, the larger your network grows and the more engagement you get on Facebook, the more easily your friends start to accept their request moving forward, if that makes sense. So if people go to your page because you just requested them and they see that you have a ton of people interacting and you have a super positive profile and there's like tons of likes and comments on your stuff, they're going to be like, oh, this is probably a fun person for me to be friends with on Facebook. They're sharing content of value. They're going to say yes. So if it doesn't happen at first, don't get discouraged. That would be my tip, is just stay really consistent with adding. And the more you add, the more you're going to get people add you back. So I always have a ton of people not add me back. It's totally fine. So just keep on going with what you're doing. When you max out your friend requests, delete all your pending requests and just start that process all over again. So this was how I primarily built my Facebook friends network before Host to Post really became as big in my daily IPAs as it is now.
Yeah.
Does that all make sense?
Yes, that's brilliant. I never would have thought of that way of doing it. And it is
that way you are finding people that you don't like. The reason why you don't want to add somebody with a ton of mutual friends is because they might already have a friend of yours that's a distributor. So you might be trying to unintentionally poach from someone else's network. Or it's just like, you want to diversify, you want to build your network all over Canada and the US, right? So by finding people that are fresh to you, they're going to have no idea who you are and what you're all about, and they're going to be intrigued by what you have to say. So that's how I try to do it.
Yeah, and I
don't add
suggested
friends because of that reason too, because they could be from another distributor's network.
Yeah. And I actually do both. I do that daily, and then I make sure I give away Host to Post. Or at the beginning of the month, I'll give all the people who want in the drawing a giveaway Host to Post. So the one that says, I partner with my friend Jenna, who's giving away blah, 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 whatever it is. That way, then all their friends are commenting, and then I can add them, and then I give them a product post. But you have a little bit more control over like the quality of people that you're adding into your network by doing the way Krista said. So I like to do both.
Yeah, and I still do the way that I just talked about, but like you said, Jenna, doing a giveaway, really making sure you do giveaway posts is so huge for growing your network, because when you run into that whole issue of like, the same people are happening for me all the time. Often I have that problem. Like this month has been really quiet for me for HAP. I haven't been getting many posts up. But when I was using the HAP tracker very consistently, it forced me to be like, okay, who am I giving a giveaway post to today? And if you get 2 up a day, which can seem really kind of overwhelming, you have that opportunity to really to really diversify the people who are posting for you, if that makes sense. So rather than just having the same people do product posts over and over and over again, you're going to have them do giveaway posts. You're going to get all new people commenting, and then you're going to have all new people posting for you. Then you're going to have all new people becoming potentials from that. So it's a way better way to go.
Yeah, that all ties into with posting, because we want to make sure that we're posting things of value, and by either like education, or if you learn something and then you teach it to them. Because if your posts are all products or all join my team then people aren't going to add you back, and people aren't going to stay on
100%.
your Facebook either because you're not offering them value. So I really like to mix it in and do like 80% of my posts are about me and my life and Alaska and Haley and the chicken and whatever we're doing, and 20% directly about the business or the products, but doing it more in you were, I said still. Doing it more of a way that generates curiosity instead of saying like the name of the product and exactly the name of the business. That way people can't go Google it, because if they can Google it, they're going to go Google it and they'll order through the It Works website or somebody else instead of asking you questions, and then you lose that sale and you lose that potential, which took me a long time to realize. It's like, well, I want people to know what it is and all of that, but you want to talk more about the benefits of the products and the business versus the name, like saying this is Skinny Brew and this is why you need it. But if you talk about the benefits of it, then more people are likely to follow you and ask questions and engage with you, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
I love that. What a great tip.
Yeah. And then with posting, so we went over this for those of us that are doing the 14-day challenge about your daily social media routine. And actually, like, I've heard it a few times before, but then there's things I'm like, oh yeah, why did I stop doing that? That also help you get engagement, because we all want more engagement. We all want comments and likes. We want people seeing our content. But if you're not engaging with other people, then they're never going to see anything you're posting, because Facebook is a social platform. So it's designed to give favor to those who are interacting already and engaging with others. So what I always do is, before I post or post in my story or do a live video, I make sure that I'm going and I'm interacting with other people. That means going to the stories and dropping the emojis and saying like a genuine comment like, oh, I love your lipstick. Where'd you get it from, or what color it is, or I like your dress, or what are you doing, like where are you at, what beach are you at, things like that. And then actually going through people's posts and loving on that, like dropping the one of the reaction emojis and doing a genuine comment too. And it doesn't really matter who it is, like if they're a potential or not, because I know we used to get caught up in like only interact with potentials, and
Yes.
it doesn't matter because you're interacting with people, and that's what Facebook is about.
Is going to reward that.
Yeah, you're interacting with people. So I always try and do some of that before I ever do a post or live or anything. That way more people are interacting. Then once people are interacting and commenting, you want to make sure that you're commenting and interacting back with them, because it's kind of like someone came up to you and gave you a high five in real life and then you just walk away. Like, you're not reciprocating the high five. So then like they took the time out to say something to you, so you should respond back. And I didn't always think about it like that, but it always gets me in the habit of like, oh, I really need to respond, because that is kind of rude if you think about it that way.
Absolutely. So what Jenna is talking about is pre and post engagement. So taking like seriously 5 minutes, commenting or dropping a reaction. So not just a like on Facebook, but like a love, a wow, a haha, commenting with an emoji. Even, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend like an hour on this. This is like quickly, you're just going through your phone and like love, heart emoji, smiley face emoji underneath people's stuff, to boost the algorithm to show more people more of your stuff. And we did actually touch on this last week. So this is just kind of like a review / more in depth what to do on social media daily. And then, yeah, afterwards, thanking someone for stopping by, especially if you film a live video and they take the time to hop on there and watch you, that's huge. The more people know, like, and trust you, the more they're going to be likely to actually want to buy something from you or join your team. So you want them to think of, when they think of weight loss or living a healthier lifestyle, you want them to think of you over anyone else. And the way that that's going to happen is if they feel like they know you. So Jenna talking about her journey with like Haley and like all the like health struggles she went through having Haley and like their life in Alaska and like all this stuff, that is an opportunity for people to feel like they know Jenna and who she is. Whereas when you just post about like, here's this person who lost 10 pounds on Skinny Brew over and over and over again, you don't get that personal connection. So thank the people that stop by, you know, if they, you know, comment on one of your personal posts, comment back to them, you know, and just taking a few minutes after you do your post in order to catch those early commenters makes a huge difference in boosting your algorithm. So great. I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so glad we're talking about this in general, Jenna. So thank you for that.
I wanted to can I add something about what I started doing a couple days ago, because I spoke with Jenna about struggling to build my network and the same people doing haps for me and not getting much interaction on their posts and things like that. So I started going to my friends list twice a day and sorting it to newest friends, and then going to each one of those, and any post they've made in the last 2 days, I go and I comment on those. And I do that twice a day for about 15 minutes. Just trying to, the newer people that I've, you know, just become friends with, I'm then interacting on their page too. So hopefully
That's
then
a great idea.
That's what I started doing a couple times a day now.
And fresh fish often jump first. So they're like, ooh, who is this new girl? She's positive. She's fun. Oh, what is she? You know, and they're really kind of intrigued, and you have that opportunity to really kind of like catch their attention early on if you're engaging with them right away.
Yeah, I love that. Well, that's one of the things I do when I have like more than 5 minutes. Like, okay, then I'll do that. But I love doing that too. And then you get to know people as well, and actually,
yeah, you get to know them, right? Think, oh, this might be an amazing distributor, or this person's looking to eat more vegetables. I should talk to them about the greens or whatever.
Yeah.
My new team member, my daughter, put up a post yesterday about her weight loss because she's got about 100 pounds to lose. And she put up a real, raw, genuine post on her page. And she's got like hundreds of people commenting and liking. So I told her to go talk to each one of those people, especially people that talked about their own journey and what they're going through and rooting her on. Go send those messages. So I gave her, you know, like scripted stuff to send. Still make it sound like herself, but to, you know, talk to them about possible products or you know, being a distributor, you know, the opportunity and stuff. So she's going to reach out to a lot of them tonight. But just the raw realness of her post about her journey that she started got so much people she hadn't heard from in years.
That is so exciting. I'm so glad to hear that.
That's awesome. That's the other thing, is by doing a variety of touching on like all different aspects of your life too. Like before we talked about like your 5 pillars, or how many it was, about like the 5 main things about your life, and not always talking about weight loss, or not always talking about having a baby, but talking about a little bit of everything. So then you're reaching more people who have that thing in common with you.
Yeah, you're gonna increase the chances that you're gonna say something that resonates with a wider audience. And being vulnerable is one of the best ways to do it. We talk about it all the time. We like to see other people's vulnerability. We actually don't like to be vulnerable ourselves. But that truly is the way to reach more people. So I'm glad that she did that, because that's huge.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do.
No, she talked about being a single mom and everything. And people didn't know that she had become a single mom. So it was really engaging for her, for other people. So.
And that's powerful and inspiring for other people too, to be like, oh, she's doing it, I can do it.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
I know, I was so excited for her.
And then
I'll have to go find it so I can love on it.
Yeah. The other ways for engagement, which I knew some of these, but then forgot about the other ones, is sending out happy birthdays. That's another way to kind of, like we mentioned last week, to add and delete people. And then also, not everyone puts their birthday on Facebook. So you might always miss those people, but the friend anniversaries that Facebook does, you can use that to interact with people, and then to see if they're active or not, because then use that to be like, oh, I'm going to go look at their profile. If they haven't posted in, 6 months, then okay, I need to delete this person.
Absolutely. What a great tip. And I know you've been super consistent on your happy birthdays throughout the years, Jenna. And And that can also spark the conversation again. So maybe you've been chatting with somebody, they kind of fall off the face of the planet, you wish them a happy birthday. Not only does it boost your engagement because you're landing in someone's inbox, but you're also, you know, maybe stimulating them to say, oh my gosh, this girl, we've been talking about the Skinny Brew. Oh my goodness, how could I have forgotten to get back to her? But hey, I'm going to message her back and say, thank you so much for the happy birthday. You know, what about the product? We don't do it for that reason, but that can be a happy accident that happens when you wish people a happy birthday. But like you said, it achieves a lot, right? It's engaging. As long as we get into people's inbox, it's going to increase our algorithm. You know, it's going to build rapport with these people, and it's also potentially going to be like a weird follow-up in a way. So it's and it's a great way to know whether we should delete someone or keep them as a friend. If they haven't responded since last year's happy birthday, it's probably time to give them a heave-ho, right?
See you later.
Ray says delete them.
And then once you're in the business a while, you can use your memories that pop up. Like if you've done a good inspirational post or a lifestyle post or even a product post, to comment on it or drop an emoji or something. And then that will pop back up on everyone's news feed as well. So kind of a way to get more engagement on something without reposting it, which I forgot about. And that's a good thing to do, like before you go to bed, or if you're going to get on an airplane, or for some reason you're not going to be on your phone for the next like 10 or 15 minutes. Another way to get more engagement where you don't have to worry about engaging back right away. Because when you do a post, you want to make sure you have that, you know, 5 to 15 minutes to be able to engage with people once they comment on your post, because that'll help boost your algorithm too. Which is just a little tweak that we can sometimes forget about, but makes a big difference. Because if you do a post and get a bunch of comments and then don't respond to them for 3 hours, then not as many people are going to see it.
That commenting on memories is
Yeah.
like that.
Because I did that today and I was like, oh, it does work.
You know?
And then one of the other things, of course, I do often before I post is I actually will, and I know you do this too, Jenna, is I will react to stories. So stories are really a fun way to interact with your network. So often before I post or whatever, I go through and, you know, if somebody's got a video of their baby, I'll be like, aw, so cute in the, you know, in the comments, you can comment back to stories, right? Or I'll drop a reaction like a haha or a love, you know, just kind of go through and react to those stories. And that will also help boost your post once you actually do post. Obviously we want to stay consistent with our posting as well. One of the best ways to like increase your engagement on Facebook is to just stay really consistent so people know what to expect from you. Like I know when I go to Jenna's page that I can expect to see stuff that's funny, stuff, you know, that's like nature because she's out there in Alaska, a lot of family stuff, you know. So I know what kind of content to expect from her. And that's part of the reason why that is because she's also really consistent with her posts, right? So the more consistent you could get with your posts and your stories, the better time you're going to have with your network.
Yes, I love that. And the more consistent you can be with everything with your business, with the daily task of messaging, adding friends, and following up as well as posting, then that just keeps the momentum going. Yes.
She agrees.
She does.
She agrees. I love it.
Well, that was pretty much all I kind of wanted to touch on today, and I think all that Missy May over here is gonna let allow.
Thank you. I really need.
I love this because it's just short and sweet, and we're focusing in on one topic. So even though it's not like the world's longest Zoom, I think it was very effective. So thank you for choosing this topic, Jen. I really appreciate your taking the time to like think of these ideas and plan this out. And I'm just so happy we got the chance to like go over it with you guys more in depth.
I know it's really helped me change my business.
Probably from her downline whining.
No, you know, honestly, anytime that somebody shares like this is something that you said earlier that you were stuck on, Kat,
I asked her about it a couple days ago.
yeah, but that makes us be like, oh gosh, this is probably something that people want to know more about. And it's great because we can't help if we don't know what people are having a hard time with. And there's so much stuff that we like, not that we've been doing this for so long, but we have done every day for a while now. So to us, we're just like in the habit of doing it. And we don't think to like explain our method more in depth. We just kind of are like, oh, everybody knows this. Well, no, they don't, So again, like I sometimes get my best customers and people from people I've added super randomly. And then some of my best customers and happy people are people I've gotten on referral. So I've gotten from host to host. So having a few different ways to grow your network and then engage with the network you have is really, really important. So we wanted to make sure we got this in for you guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome.
Well, we appreciate
Excited to
you.
see you and everyone next week.
Yay!
Let us know.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, Haley. Oh, no, you're
Bye,
not.
baby.
Bye, Haley girl.